Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Boozer here. How's everyone doing today? Looks like there's a pretty cool event right now. I mean, we're getting these events pretty frequently, but it's an extra legendary event. If you guys are interested, best of luck on that. I'm passing just because I'm on Fresh Mercy, so there's no point in me pulling, especially with only 100 shards. But yeah, I guess I could pull to get lucky, but I prefer not to risk that. In today's video, we're gonna go over some champions for live arena that I feel definitely have surprised or at least increased in value since live arena. So live arena has been out for a couple weeks now. We've gotten a pretty good feel for it. Currently, I'm in high silver 2, almost silver 3, just over 200 fights. So not like extremely high, but pretty regular player. So I'm just gonna come up with the top 5 most surprising champions for live arena, and maybe you guys have them, or maybe you guys haven't used them in a while. And then but these champions are definitely a lot better in live arena, I feel. So in live arena, a lot of it comes down to champions that are good by themselves without much help. That's kind of like the thing, because you're going in with imperfect teams. So that's kind of like the idea. So I have a top 5, and my 5th pick would be Barbarian, would be actually Valkyrie. So Valkyrie actually can double as a support defensive champion, so it can provide shields, counterattack, which is great for additional damage, like sustained damage. It offers some turn meter manipulation, some disruption for the opposing team. So the A1 decreases turn meter, that's good. And then her big money hit is her big shield plus counterattack on your whole team. It's based on her defense, so stack defense. And then her passive allows her to increase her turn meter while reducing the enemy team's turn meter. This passive requires accuracy. So anyways, as I was saying, she is capable of being a damage dealing champion as well as a team support champion. So in live arena, where you're going in with teams that are kind of like mixed puzzle pieces, don't really fit super well together, she actually works really well with them. So I mean, generally I would suggest maybe something like really fast stone, like maybe like a 4-piece stone skin. Or if you're going for damage, you're going for Savage on Valkyrie. She can hit pretty good, and you can definitely stack up her defense quite high. So if you guys got her, if you guys been sitting on her for a little bit, definitely take her for a spin for live arena. She's actually really good. All right, so number 4 on my list, someone similar that doesn't get too much play nowadays in classic arena, but I feel in live arena has definitely got up, and it's big bad Tormund here. So Tormund's definitely fallen off since Stone Skin has come, because his passive doesn't affect Stone Skin, obviously. Also, he's a liability against sheep, so his ability will just sheep him off the bat, which is obviously not very good. However, again, with certain teams, certain team comps, putting him in really handcuffs some teams, and he's like an auto ban for some teams. So definitely consider him. So his A1 has a chance to freeze. His A2 is a single target, remove all buffs, and then his A3 is an AoE provoke, which is fine, which is good. So he has like provoke, he has passive freezing, so whenever a buff is placed, he has a chance to place more freeze. He also has a chance to revive himself, which is just an extra icing on the cake for live arena, where you just need to have sustained fights. He's actually really good, and he's just a huge pain in the butt for some teams. I might not pick him like 1st or 2nd overall, so you don't want to reveal him right away, because he is kind of like a team counter. So if you're playing Tormund, you might want to put him at the back when you know that the support cleansers are not there, or if they didn't pick a block debuff champion. Tormund just comes in and then he's got to be an auto ban, and then he might be able to let some of your more important champions sneak into your team, because Tormund will absolutely cripple some team comps if you place him strategically near the end, without any block, with them not having any block debuff champions. So Tormund, I feel like definitely value has gone up in live arena as opposed to classic arena. So yeah, he comes in for me at number 4. Great base stats, obviously. Number 3, actually, I'm gonna say this guy actually was pretty surprising. Saw him do a little bit of work, and I wish I had him on my other account. Definitely build him. But Ragash is actually super good. I mean, he's already a very good champion. He just never gets too much play in classic arena, but in live arena, he's really good. He has good base defense, good base stats all around. He's a defense based nuker, but he has good debuffs as well. So it's kind of interesting way to an interesting way to build Ragash. You can build him a couple ways, but so the good thing about him is that his A1 places increased defense on himself, which means he buffs his own strength, and then he has an AoE attack, places decreased defense down, and then the stun. Obviously, this is susceptible to sheep, so you have to be a little bit careful there. And then this one is a team buff, and then perfect veil on himself. Increased speed and strengthen, obviously very good. His passive is also pretty good too, the veil on your highest attack champion, so it could protect someone, your second nuker maybe you have 2 nukers sneaking into live arena, and then this veil would protect them as well. Maybe you're not sitting on a duchess, and then his value would definitely go up. It's a passive, but obviously it starts on his turn, and yeah, he deals pretty decent damage too. He has defense in all battles as well, which is super good. So the way I would build this guy is you definitely be careful about his debuffs, right? Similar to Tormund, they're weak to sheep. I wouldn't build him with a ton of accuracy, maybe like 200 accuracy, just so he's viable in PvE content like faction wars. But also 200 accuracy would allow him to stun like a nuker. So if he has like an enemy, if the enemy nukers are not protected by stone skin or block debuffs, and you have a fast Ragash with good damage and 200 accuracy, the stun will stun the nuker, and that's all you need. So the good thing is the 200 accuracy will not trigger against some higher resistance support champions that most likely have sheep, whereas nukers most likely don't have sheep. It's kind of the way it goes. Like most nukers won't pick sheep unless it's a defense based nuker, like maybe Haruma, in which case you might use Ragash against Haruma anyways because he's positive affinity. But it's just something to look out for. I think 200 accuracy is probably enough for him. And obviously just build him with like super high damage and high speed if you can, so he can cycle through this veil, which is kind of nice. But yeah, he definitely hits really good. He's self-buffing, he's defense based, he's just strong off the bat. He offers some team buffs, team utility, team debuff, and good debuffs as well. So definitely pull him out. He was a guarantee way back when, sometime last year. But yeah, very good champion. Definitely see more play now in live arena. So number two, this guy's been getting a lot of hype recently, and I've seen him in action in live arena. I will say I am kind of afraid of him just because of what he can do. But it's Mr. Enithwe Bloodtwin. So generally this guy, I mean, he looks super badass. He has incredibly high base attack, but the way that they made his kit is that his kit's too strong if he has strong multipliers. So his multipliers are not very strong. Because basically he has a passive that allows him to block revive anyone that he kills regardless of the skill. So that's a really strong passive, and paired with this insanely high attack, you think that this guy would be like an insane champion, but the multipliers on his skills are just not very strong. However, you can build him out to be decently strong, pair him with ally attack champions, and whatever he kills will not be revived. So, and also, since there's so many revivers nowadays in live arena, having a block revive champion is really, really good. Another thing that makes Inithue really, really strong is his A2, which hits one enemy 3 times. So this will take out a Rhodos very easily if the Rhodos is like not super built strong. So yeah, I mean, you know, these skills can definitely do a lot of damage, and as soon as you kill the enemy nuker and block revive on them, they're done. You're just waiting to chip away at their team at that point. So Inithue definitely has skyrocketed in value. However, as a main nuker, he's going to be, you know, obviously not super strong. So on a team that has many supports that can defend their one nuker, it might be hard for Inithue to break through. So you're going to need a secondary way to win, most likely. Also, you have to be a little bit selective on the teams that you use him against, because he won't be good against all teams. You want to use him against obviously squishier teams, but yes, and obviously you build him with savage or lethal for damage. But yeah, he's a really cool champion. I'm glad that he's getting some play. I wish I had him. I would definitely play him. And yeah, he's definitely not used in classic arena. Before live arena made him a little bit more popular for his block revive. He's definitely made block revive champions in general more popular. But yeah, so he comes in at number 2 for me as top surprises for live arena. If you guys got him, definitely build him out and give him a try. He's very solid. And then our number 1 biggest surprise actually comes from the same faction, and it's actually Hellcat. So Hellcat's always been like a top 1, top 2 fusion of all time in my books. Personally, I have Pythion as number 1 fusion of all time, and Hellcat comes in at number 2. Hellcat is just really good by himself regardless, but he also enables the clan boss unkillable teams for anyone that fused him. So he was a huge bonus for anyone that picked them up. But even without the clan boss, he's actually a very strong champion, but just with his skills. So his skills, you got an A1, double hit, place weaken, ignore shield, block damage. That's great. He kind of counters himself with this move, so it's kind of interesting. And then his A2, he places the shield on everyone. This is similar to Valkyrie's move, except it's worse. It's a lower value, so the shields won't be as strong as Valkyrie. And also Valkyrie places a counter attack, so that's how much stronger Valkyrie's ability is compared to this one. But this is not the main purpose of Hellcat. The main purpose of Hellcat is this move. Places a block damage buff on all allies for 2 turns. It's on a 4-turn cooldown, and then whenever the block damage buff placed on an ally by this champion is removed, stolen, expired, plays increased defense. That's fine, but the block damage is the big thing. So you want this to put the block damage on your whole team, and then his passive allows him to basically attack whenever the block damage shield is attacked by somebody on the enemy team. So this guy just this guy will cause a ton of problems, because most teams don't bring any kind of strip. The only viable strip is maybe it's Uko. Uko would be the only viable strip. People have been using the other nuker that has the A1 strip. I forgot her name. I believe Doom Tower champion. I forgot her name. But yeah, so there's only like a couple ways to a couple viable champions that they would bring to live arena that would provide a strip. I mean, you could bring Ramantu. I've been seeing more Ramantus recently, but so basically Hellcat, if you don't bring some kind of strip, block buffs, or at least like a Rhodos that can go through the shield, this guy's going to be a pain in the butt and probably cost you the match more often than not. So the way like he's most effective in teams, obviously with in teams that are in teams with like defense up. So with Sifi, he's very strong. He's most effective when he's fast, so you want him to place his block damage skill right away so he can get the protection up, as well as start dishing out damage from his passive, where you're when you start hitting the shields, then he starts hitting you. And obviously you want to build him with damage so that he can counterattack and hit with big numbers, right? So you want to give him really fast, you want to make him really fast, and you want to make him with some good damage. So some builds I've seen are like obviously like Savage, some faster Savage sets, maybe like 250 speed, or I've seen like 300 speed Stone Skin, like 4-piece Stone Skin, so he like will guarantee to get a turn off. So yeah, just some ideas for the Hellcat, but this guy has definitely been a huge surprise, and definitely like from my videos, he's definitely given me a little bit of trouble. So if you guys got him, chances are you might have him if you guys have been playing a little while. He's definitely worth building. I'm waiting to build mine. I just need a couple books. I actually never booked him out fully, but looking forward to using him. And yeah, I hope you guys maybe learned a couple champions that maybe had their values go up for live arena. If you guys are struggling a little bit, yeah, definitely check out the champions that I highlighted here. If you guys are looking for any particular spotlight on any champion, let me know in the comments below. I do have some of these champions built, like Ragash, Tormund, Valkyrie, but I don't really use them for live arena because they're on my alt account. So my alt account's just chilling on silver 1 right now. Just do minimal battles. But if you guys want to see any specific champion, I can try to build it out and test it out on this account. But I just want to do a quick overview of the top five biggest surprises for live arena, at least from my fights at least. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.